This next slide is talking to you about another strategy the tobacco industry uses when they created pod-based systems and their lack of labeling on their product. How much is it? How much is that? So kind of like what's in it. 5% of what? And then kind of like just play over and over and let you look at it. You can find some of the research on this slide. It says that they label their products, their e-juice products in milligrams per milliliter or percentage of nicotine by weight in percent. The labeling of nicotine content is inconsistent and sometimes represented in milligrams or milliliters, or sometimes they may not even label it at all. So if you're a little bit confused, so is most everyone else. And there is a belief that this confusion is intentional so that the user might not really know how much they are smoking. So it's kind of like 5% of strength of what to be in it. And what exactly is 5%? An additional piece with this pod-based system, or either it is the flavoring. So we can't forget about the flavoring. So do you have any idea how many potential flavorings there are in available for e-juices or potential options? Let's take a guess. Like a drum roll. Shocking amounts. 15,500 potential flavor options. To include but not to limit out honey doo doo and the banana butt. Most people would find it hard to believe that these flavors are marketed and labeled to attract adult users. Most of the lawsuits that the Juul is losing and the tobacco industry are losing are from teen users that have become addicted, and through the RICO law, they're finding that these products are marketing teens. And I am not a teenager, but you are, and I'm not sure how you feel about that. That's for you to decide. Honey doo doo and banana butt. Too many transitions in Spotlight. Another strategy that is potentially out there for the tobacco industry's big boy playbook, they like to call it, is who might this ad be targeting? What audience? Or maybe this one. Or this one. Or this one. Or potentially this one. Who might the target audience be? Our three main influences are peers, family problems, and media. And there's ways around media, and it's social media. The tobacco industry has been pretty tricky about getting in there, and the laws are getting a little more and more difficult, but there is some evidence that they're still kind of squeaking through on this one. Social media targeting. And anytime you see the banner across the top, this is from the Tobacco Prevention Toolkit, and it was a study that Stanford did in 2019. So it's relatively new, a relatively new study. Young social media influencers and other third-party influencers were paid to make this look cool. And this is a quote from someone who is paid by Juul. They liked my edgy style, that I appealed to the younger market. So remember, our objective was, what strategies is the tobacco industry using to attract users? They use the media, they're using flavoring, they're using salt-based products to eliminate the throat hit. And anyone who doesn't smoke, that maybe picks up a cigarette or gets that smoke in their throat, it burns and it hurts. That throat hit hurts. A person who is addicted is so immune to that hurt that they associate to the feeling of pleasure of nicotine. It gives you an idea how addicting nicotine is. And you remember from our earlier lessons this week, it is more powerfully addicting than heroin. Nicotine's a tough one. So the vaping industry, here it is. This is the quote from the study. Uses the big tobacco companies' playbook to attract new users. And this is kind of current in their current lawsuits. This is no accident. Here's a Chesterfield ad, and here's a South Beach ad, and they're dangerously similar. And in the research, I was looking for a current number to share with you. On one of the lawsuits in March 2019, Alteria, which is the second leading cigarette manufacturer, purchased 35% of Juul stake for, that's supposed to be a dollar sign, $12.8 billion. So Alteria must be, as it is, it's the parent company to Philip Morris, which is the maker of Marlboro cigarettes. So let's now look at, we know that tobacco is devastating to the heart and lungs, but what if it's delivered in a vape or an aerosol product as opposed to through a cigarette or pipe? So remember, is it a gas, a vapor, or an aerosol?
I couldn't tell you were making a video.
That's okay. No, I'm just recording parts of the PowerPoint. Oh, guess I wasn't. Shoot.